What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Infinite Gains again, back at it with another video. And today we're going to be going over XRP and Bitcoin. Why is that? Well, I go on x.com, I go on Twitter, and we see that XRP was actually trending. XRP was trending on X, and a lot of people were talking about it. 24-hour change up 15%. So we are currently sitting at 53 cents XRP. A lot of people excited, a lot of people posting about it. So I thought I would make a little video. So let's get straight into it. Obviously, if you bought the dip, I mean, that seems like a pretty good idea. I mean, if you bought the dip at 38 cents and now we're currently at 53 cents, that's a great trade. That's an awesome trade. But I do have reason to think that we are not yet bullish on a macro trend. And why is that? Well, let's pull up a couple things. We pull up our moving average band that we went over in our previous video. You are currently sitting at resistance right at your 20 SMA. So this is your 20 SMA that you're sitting at in resistance. So prices could get rejected here, but you also just see a simple trend. You see a simple trend line here that price was trading in. You come down, and then now we're coming up to retest this trend, and you could get rejected and fall back down. So we do not yet have reason to be bullish on a macro trend because you have not broken your downtrend yet. You're simply just coming up to retest. Now it is possible that you could break to the upside and you could become bullish again. So let's take off the band. Let's put on our SMAs. So these are our SMAs. So yes, you did break actually your 100 SMA. You are coming back up to test your 50 SMA and your 200 SMA. Now the 200 SMA is kind of like your final boss. This thing is probably the most important, and we are still beneath the 200 and the 50. Yes, we did temporarily break the 10 and 100, but you can kind of see if price decides to come back down that your 10 is actually going to slip below your 100, and you could continue back down, and you are still stuck below your 50 and your 200 SMAs. So if price is able to get above your 200 and stay above, come back down and retest and stay above, then I would say you could become bullish again. But as of now, I am not yet convinced that XRP is bullish on a macro trend. Now, what is kind of my outlook? Well, let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is currently at resistance at its 200 SMA, and its 100 has crossed below the 200, and you can also see your 50 and your 100 SMAs curling down. Now, the last time that we crossed above the 200, this led a pump from 28,000 all the way to 73,000, and now price is currently coming back down and retesting the 200. And if we get rejected here, I think that's a very bad sign. You could go down to levels like 43,000, 40,000, or even lower. And I think I went over price levels in one of my previous videos, but for now, we're currently sitting right at resistance. If we remove, actually, we'll just leave that there. XRP, we go back over here. And sometimes what does happen is, so kind of altcoins are kind of lagging behind Bitcoin. Bitcoin is kind of, what happens is Bitcoin pumps and makes a top, and then Bitcoin dominates. So Bitcoin dominance will start cooling down. Maybe we can show that to you here. Market cap, Bitcoin dominance. So yeah, Bitcoin dominance is kind of coming down as well. So what happens is Bitcoin dominance starts cooling off. Maybe it goes to the 200, maybe even breaks below. And what this essentially causes is Bitcoin tops out locally. Now we don't know if this is a macro top, but it certainly looks like a local top. But what happens is Bitcoin tops out, the Bitcoin dominance starts cooling off, and then altcoins that gives a signal to altcoins, and altcoins can start running. So different altcoins will start pumping right after Bitcoin makes a top. And so there is kind of like a cycle to this thing. So maybe if you consider XRP an altcoin of some sort, Bitcoin dominance is coming down. Yeah, maybe XRP could break out. Maybe XRP could come up out of this pennant right now and just break to the upside. I'm kind of leaning against that because I think that XRP, the reason why XRP is taking its time and the reason why it's just kind of been shopping around, it kind of just isn't moving as volatile as Bitcoin, is I think it is going to complete its pennant. And I went over this in my previous video. If you look back to XRP's early price history, I mean all the way back in 2015, 2016, you simply have here a pretty symmetrical pennant and a breakout. I mean, this is probably the easiest kind of pattern that you're ever gonna be able to trade. And what do you know? You're seeing the same exact setup. I mean, but on a much larger scale. I mean, you're seeing the same symmetrical pennant. And to finish it off, you'd come down to 20 cents. Why do I think 20 cents? Well, because right here we've identified a harmonic. So harmonics are kind of based off fib levels, but in certain patterns. This one right here is, I have it already pulled up so you can kind of see visually, and you can also see the fib levels. This is called a bullish Gartley pattern. Now right here you have the 0.382. What do we have here? We have the 3. Well, it's never going to be exactly the fib retracement levels, but they're extremely close. So you do have the 0.382 retrace of B to C. And here coming down, you would have either the 1.13 or the 1.618. Now the 1.13 takes us to exactly, if we create a trend, right, just a simple trend line from the top of your peak right at the beginning of XRP's price history, so all the way back in, what is this, 2013? So all the way back in 2013, if you take the peak here and then you make a simple trend line with the bottom that was created in 2020, that takes you perfectly to the 1.13 extension that you see here, to your final D point in your bullish Gartley pattern. And targets, actually, so targets, if we do come all the way back down to 19-20 cents, your targets would be, you would first target the peak of the C wave, but your targets could be much higher than even your A wave. So you target your C wave, you would target your A wave, and then you have final targets way above here. Now if this does play out, what could you see? Well, typically for a pennant, you would take your flagpole, right? So you take your flagpole of the initial breakout. So this is your initial breakout. This, we're not going to be including this as part of the flagpole, even though you technically could. Now you technically could include that in your flagpole, but I think this is your initial topping point. So you do initially top out here. So we're just going to be kind of, we're going to be humble in our estimations. So we're only going to take this initial peak as our flagpole, and you take this level and you put it over here at the breakout. So let's say that we break out here, that would take you all the way to $11. So guys, I mean, if you are riding 20 cents all the way to $11, that's a pretty great trade. So just to kind of get you guys kind of maybe prepared, have a game plan. I'm not actively trading XRP. I'm not even actively trading crypto right now, but it's something that you should be watching. It's something that you should maybe be interested in. Is an opportunity in the future So yeah, I mean, if XRP breaks out and does something crazy like this, I'm not gonna get FOMO. I'm not gonna go crazy or anything. Now, if we do break this trend line, I will probably make another video, and I might even flip bullish. But for now, I'm actually temporarily bearish on XRP. I think that you will go down to 20 cents, retest that 20 cents area, and I think you will get an explosion to the upside, as you saw all the way back in 2017, that initial breakout. And I think that you will see another breakout here and go all the way to $11. So that's XRP's chart. Bitcoin, yes, Bitcoin is slipping. Let's go to Bitcoin, Coinbase. So Bitcoin is stuck under its 200. Let's go to the weekly. We go to the weekly. So if Bitcoin on the weekly decided to, let's say, go revisit its 200, that's all the way at 36,000. So that's currently at $37,000. If it decided to go all the way back down and visit its 200 on the weekly, so that is XRP, Bitcoin. This is my plan for XRP. And that's pretty much the whole video for today. Just want to do kind of a quick little video on crypto. So comment below if you have any other cryptos that you want me to look at. And I can do more in-depth technical analysis. This is just kind of a simple little, kind of harmonic pattern, kind of a simple little pennant pattern that you can probably easily see and probably easily identify. So it's just something to kind of be prepared in the future. Maybe it's a profitable trade that could be coming. So anyways, that's a whole video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to join the Discord. The Discord link is in the description. It's also in my bio. Join me on x.com. That's going to be also in the description and in my bio. And as always, I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I appreciate you guys for watching and supporting the channel. Thanks.